What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri and welcome back to the channel. 1-1, another draw. The draws are back, and yeah, it's a painful result because 3 points out of 12 in the Champions League is not good enough, and we are in serious danger of not making it into the next round with very tough games coming up away to Bodo Glimt during the winter. Still Benfica, Monaco, and yeah, Pafos. But you kind of need a miracle to make it out of the Champions League, considering some of the bad teams have double the points of us at this moment in time. And yeah, it's just painful because the first half, I think overall we did enough to win that game, but you don't win that game. And that's the only thing that matters at this moment in time. Again, I'm not going to crash it out on Spalletti. He is trying things out that were clear to see in the first half, but you can also see a clear drop off in the second half, even though towards the end we had the opportunities to win that game, So we're gonna talk about that, but overall it's painful, it's frustrating. It definitely is, but again, it's a new coach, so yeah, it's gonna need some time. Even though Spalletti said there's no time, we need to learn quickly. I think we learned something today, but not enough to, get that over the line. But before we get into it, as always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive straight into it. Okay, so I think the idea was built on Cremonese. We didn't really do that in the first opening minutes, even though I thought we had, some good overlaps and, good, cutbacks, but there was nobody really to do anything in the box with it. You can see at the first opportunity, Sporting actually had possession of the ball. It's a good goal from them. They outplayed us. McKennie was a bit too late to close it down. And, it's a great finish. It's 1-0, but that's kind of the story or our issue. Like, we concede at the first opportunity. Against Cremonese, it was also the real first chance they really had throughout that game. And we conceded that goal. And if not for the Turan block, we might have conceded a second straight after. But the reaction after that was very good. It was actually good. And it was very heavy left-sided, a lot of overlaps, a lot of good combinations. Vlahovic got close a couple of times, then got the goal. He played, I thought he was the man of the match, Vlahovic. He played an excellent game again, in the build-up, link-up play. Unlucky to only have one goal. Some good goalkeeping, but the last half an hour, 35 minutes of that first half, we dominated completely, and we had more than enough chances to go into the locker room with, a 2-1 lead, a comfortable 2-1 lead, and we didn't do that. And that's kind of the issue. That's why you don't win that game, because in the second half, the pace completely dropped for both teams, especially for us, because I don't think really pace was a word I can use for that Sporting performance overall. But our pace completely dropped, and we struggled to do those overlaps, those combinations. I think Conceição was really, really quiet, not even, drawing a foul here and there. It was very predictable, playing it backwards, safe football. And there was no X factor from him, as I'm used to seeing from him most of the time. It's very stale watching Conceição play. If you can see from Conceição if we will have a good game in the first 10 minutes, yes or not. If the first 10 minutes are quiet, he's not going to have a good game, and that's how he is at this moment in time. But yeah, the pace dropped completely, in that second half. There were no real overlaps. I think we relied more so on Yildiz and Conceição beating their man 1v1, back to the old days a little bit. And, the opportunities were Thuram, and he definitely did not have his shooting boots on. He needs to learn how to shoot, Thuram, because he gets in very good positions. And it's not that I expect him to bag goals every single shot he takes, but get him on target. They're not even close on target. They're close to getting out of the stadium. They were that bad to shooting from Thuram, and he had some good opportunities. And then towards the end, we had some good opportunities as well, just not close enough. A bit of, luck and Sporting side for not, a deflection here and there, I don't know. It's a painful result. It's extremely frustrating because obviously it stops the streak we were trying to build, and also like we needed this win desperately. And on top of that, I think we did more than enough to win this game. Also because I don't think Sporting really did anything throughout that game. Those two chances good. Other than that, they were not good. Sporting. They were really not good in putting us any sort of real trouble, and that's the frustrating part where it's like, that should have been a win, and that puts you on that would have put you on 5 points with Bodo Glimt and Pafos next, whatever. It gives you opportunities and perspective. And now, you're gonna need to win the next 4 games, and even then, it will become extremely difficult to make it out of the group stages, and that's a disaster. I'm not gonna put that on Spalletti at this moment in time. Obviously, the next games will be on him. But yeah, it's a reality. If you don't beat Dortmund and Villarreal, you give that away at the end. You don't beat Sporting at home, yeah, then it becomes extremely difficult to advance in the Champions League. But more so frustrating was that the result was good in the first half. You saw a lot of positive things, the first touches, the overlapping. There were some clear things that Spalletti wanted to see, but also what he didn't want to see, and that's a drop off in the second half. I don't think we'll be happy with our shape when we don't have possession. If I want to single out player, I thought Colt Miners had a very good game at the back. I thought Kalulu had a very good game at the back. I don't think Gatti had a good game. He tried to give the ball away a couple of times. Also, he makes fouls when there's no need to make a foul. When a player is running that ball out of bounds or going nowhere, he's throwing in elbows or pushing, like very odd. I don't think Thuram had a good game as well. Conceição didn't really had a good game. Zegrova, I know people will say, oh, he has done nothing. I know the type of player Zegrova is. It's similar to Conceição. The thing I will say, at least he drew some fouls. At least he beat his opponent, and make them doubt a little bit. But yeah, I mean, overall, Atsic came in, Miretti. It was a bit, you can see Spalletti's trying things out, seeing what and who can do a job, and maybe that's a good thing. But overall, it's painful because we needed to win, and the situation we're in is not good. It's really bad. It's worrying as well. Let me put it that way. And it's frustrating because it wasn't a fantastic of a game overall. I thought the first half was the best attacking half I've seen in quite some while at this club, like a month. Like I need to really think back when was the last time we had a good half of attacking football compared to that second half. But overall, the total 90 minutes package, I will conclude that as painful, frustrating, and the result wise, we did enough to win that game, but not enough to say, oh my God, how did we not win that game? It's not that we missed 1,000 of clear cut chances, but overall, I thought we did just enough to win that game, But we will see. You need to forget about this result. Forget about the Champions League for now. We need to go to Torino, the derby, and you need to win that before the break. And then, the Champions League is what it is. You will see what you will do at Bodo Glimt on a frozen, synthetic pitch, and you will go from there. But the focus should be now on Torino. That's the most important thing. That's the only thing that matters at this moment in time in the next couple of days. But in the comment sections, let me know what you think about the game result-wise. Do you still believe we can qualify for the Champions League? And just any other comments you have on the game, and we will discuss it. Thanks for watching. Speak to you guys tomorrow. Ciao.